You know, there's a literal secret control room hidden right inside your Mac. Today in this explainer, we're pushing past those shiny desktop folders and finally demystifying the raw engine running under the hood.
So what is the terminal, really? Well, it's a command line interface, or CLI for short. Basically, instead of dragging your mouse through endless, clunky menus, you're talking directly to your Mac using text. Out of the box, your Mac uses a dialect called ZSH. And yeah, it might look a little matrixy at first, but once you learn the lingo, it is infinitely faster than clicking.
Which brings us to the big question. Are you ready to unlock the true power of your Mac? Because together, we're going to demystify that intimidating blinking cursor and actually equip you with actionable controls you can start using today. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, unlocking the Mac terminal. Second, navigating the file system. Third, managing and editing files. Fourth, system and networking commands. And finally, number 5, pro tips and customization. Let's get into it. Starting right off with section 1, unlocking the Mac terminal. When you first open Terminal, whether that's by hitting Command Space for Spotlight or just digging it out of your Utilities folder, you're greeted by this super minimal text-only window, kind of a blank canvas, right? Let's actually decode that string of text at the top so it feels like a welcome mat, not a warning sign. First up is your username. That's your account. Then MacBook, or whatever you happen to name your computer. See that little tilde symbol, the squiggly line? That just means you're hanging out in your home directory. And lastly, the %sign. That's just the system's way of saying, hey, I'm ready and waiting for your input. Moving on to section 2, navigating the file system.
All right, let's master basic navigation without the anxiety of breaking anything. To find out exactly where you are, just type pwd, print working directory. To see all the files and folders in that spot, type ls. Want to jump into a folder, like your desktop? Use cd for change directory space desktop. To back up one folder, it's cd space ... And to instantly teleport back to your home directory from anywhere, just type cd tilde. Boom, you're home.
Okay, section 3, managing and editing files. These core commands are literally going to replace your mouse for daily tasks. Need a new folder? mkdir. Want to make a blank text file? Use the touch command. You can duplicate files with cp for copy and move or even rename them using mv. And to get rid of a file entirely, you just use rm for remove. But hey, listen up, because here is your biggest warning. There is no trash bin in the terminal, period. If you use that rm command, the file is vaporized, instantly, permanently. So always, always double check what you're typing. If you need to safely peek inside a text file, follow this sequence. First, use cat. It just instantly spits the contents of the file right onto your screen. Second, if you'd rather open that file in its normal Mac app, just type open and the file name. And third, to edit directly inside the terminal, use the nano text editor. It's super simple. Just remember the keyboard shortcuts are at the bottom of the screen. Control-O to save and Control-X to exit back to the prompt. Let's dive into section 4, system and networking commands. This is where you get deep system control. Type who am I to verify the current logged in user. Use top to see a live breathing feed of your system's activity. And then there's the heavyweight, sudo. It stands for super user do, and it grants you absolute administrator power. But remember, with great power, well, you know, it requires your Mac password and extreme caution because it completely overrides normal system protections. When you fire up that top command we just mentioned, you get this live feed of your Mac's brain. It's showing you exactly how much memory and CPU power every single background process is eating up in real time. It's incredibly useful. Next up are your networking tools. Internet feeling sluggish? Ping will test your connection to a specific website. Ifconfig acts like your digital ID card, displaying your exact IP address. Traceroute maps the literal geographical and digital path your data is taking to reach a server. And netstat-an lets you view absolutely every active network connection communicating with your Mac right now. Take a look at this. Tracing the route to Google reveals every single hop. You see every physical router your data bounces through to reach its destination, right down to the millisecond it took. It is a brilliant diagnostic tool if you're dealing with network lag. And finally, section 5, pro tips and customization. Okay, you're gonna wanna use these shortcuts. They make everything so seamless. If you only remember one thing from this explainer, make it the tab key. Hitting tab auto-completes long folder names instantly. It's a total game changer. Use your up and down arrows to cycle through previous commands. Type clear to wipe away visual clutter. If a command freezes up on you, just hit Control-C to force stop it. And if you ever forget what a command does, just type man for manual, followed by the command name, and it pulls up the exact documentation.
Also, you are not forced to stare at a depressing black and white box. Dive into your profile settings. You can change fonts, inject some neon colors, or add transparency so you can actually see your desktop right behind your code. Think of your terminal journey as a leveling up in a game. You start on day one just looking around with LS, right? But eventually you graduate to intermediate stuff like networking and permissions. And before long, you hit advanced status, using package managers like Homebrew, writing your own custom bash scripts, and using SSH to securely control remote servers all the way across the globe. Just keep these core safety principles in your back pocket. Always double-check your RM commands so you don't accidentally nuke your files. Treat that sudo command with the utmost respect. Never, ever copy and paste random scripts from internet forums if you don't actually understand the syntax. And rely on that man command to learn safely. Ultimately, moving past the graphical interface is a real rite of passage. As our source points out, terminal is faster than GUI once you learn it, a direct way to control macOS at a deeper level. It simply cuts through the visual noise and hands you direct command of the machine. So, now that you hold the keys to your system's deepest controls, what task are you going to streamline first? Are you going to manage your daily files, map out your home network, or maybe write your very first script? That blinking cursor is just waiting for your command. What will you build or break first? Thanks for joining us on this explainer, and keep exploring.